Marisol, can you read the directions for us?
Complete the table below by converting the given quadratic function into its other two forms.
Thank you. Nicole, how many parentheses does a standard form have? Yeah, 0 parentheses. Nicole, how about the vertex form? And the factored form? 2 sets of parentheses. Okay. And Marisol picked number 3. Okay. So I have not taught you guys this one, but I'll just show you what the answer is. To go from standard form to vertex form, does anyone know? It's called CTS. Completing the square. It's an algebraic skill I have not taught you yet. And I'm not sure if I want to teach you. It's quite complicated, so I'm debating whether to teach you or not. But we can go from standard form to factored form. Well, how do you go from no parentheses to 2 sets of parentheses? All we have to do is factor. And what do you do to factor? X in the box. So let's go ahead and do that. Now, before we do the X in the box, what do we always do before you do that? Talk to your partner in 3 seconds. I'm thinking of 3 letters. Camille, what do we always ask before we factor? What 3 letters? The A, B, and C. Okay? So although we do need the A, B, and C, we probably want to ask the question of the GCF. Camille, do you know what the GCF stands for? Yeah, let's figure out the greatest common factor. Show me with your fingers, what is the greatest common factor for this problem? That's correct. You just look at the number in front, might be a good hint. The answer is 5. 5 times x squared. 5 times x squared is 5x squared. 5 times something equals negative 70x, or negative 70 divided by 5 is 14. And 5 goes into 225. Dividing is opposite of multiplication. 25. 5 quarters? 45. Let's double check. 5 times x squared is 5x squared. 5 times negative 14x is negative 70x. And 5 times 45 is 225. So the greatest common factor basically makes our numbers smaller. Okay, from the blue here, now we're going to use our our x in our box. So this is not CTS, but we're just factoring. And if you weren't, we are factoring the blue. Now, if you were not here with us earlier, factoring and does involve what Camille says, the A, B, and C in blue. Class, what is A times C? Positive 45. And your B value? Negative 14. The question we always asked was 2 numbers that multiply to be 45, but add to be negative 14. Now, if you get stuck, you can always write out the combinations of 45. 45 times 1, 15 times 3, 9, and 5. Which one, class? 9 and 5. Those will multiply to be positive 45, but do those add to be a negative 14? As someone had said, Tony says, they're both negative. So I'm going to be putting in here negative 5 and negative 9. Now you might be asking, how come I'm not using the box? Talk to your partner. 5 seconds. Why are we not using the box? Class, we don't have to use the box because A value is equal to 1. So if you didn't know that, we spent 2 weeks on that. That's the hint or trick. When A is equal to 1, all you have to do is actually just this. But if A value is greater than 1, you would have to use both the X and the box. Okay? What does this mean? To go from standard form to factored form, all you have to do is factor, and then our answer is 5 times x minus 9, x minus 5. Vertex, you have to use completing the square. And again, I decided not to teach you that.
Is that going to be on the test?
It is not going to be on the test. Question?
You're not going to change the minimum?
Completing the square? No.